Sideways, you got to love that. We're going to go now into the Castrol ISPs, and this was one of the biggest class on the day, no doubt.
And this is a class that is very competitive as well. Brand new cars being brought in as well as part and parcel of this weekend. Nice to see the Lancia down in Chad Tendeschate's pit, but there are big cars that are going to be fighting at the front end. We've got Lolas, we've got Chevrons, Porsches, we've got a McLaren, we've got that Lancia as we said, and then a whole bunch of international competitors, including the Malloch, all the way from Cape Town, the Hop Motorsport Malloch there of Steve Humble. As they head down into turn number 1 now, you can see just how difficult this is going to be as the rest of them come flying through. Nice start there from Scribanti, tucking in on the inside of a hard-charging Larry Wolford. On Larry Wolford's tail was Andre Besaidenote. There's Terry Wolford in the Golf Racing Porsche 917 a bit further back there. That 917, an incredible car. Remember, in its heyday, was definitely one of the cars to beat, particularly in the ISPs and also at the 9 hour. As we go on board here with Campos, that 917, remember, one of the incredible examples of the type cars that are in this race. There's another one out of the Bailey state, and Bailey cars making that car go really quickly. At the front end, though, it's Humble. He's under a bit of attack there. The Chevron of Scribanti is applying pressure in a big way and looking for a way through.
Now, car number 1 is Larry Wolford. He's in their 1970 Lola T70. Now, we've already seen the Dutoy brothers win the 45-minute endurance race in one of those Lola T70s, but they're two different models, with the Dutoys winning in the Spider version of that car. So great to see. Greg, you know what's amazed me about the whole of today is how many of these historic, beautiful machines are actually based here in South Africa.
A lot of them being kept here by the international competitors as well. Other than the guys from Sweden, I know that Michiel Campagna leaves a lot of his cars here, so he doesn't have to worry about transporting them back and forth. He just literally leaves them here for the Passion for Speed Festival, which is great to see. A little bit of pressure being applied there from Wolford now. He's starting to close in on the back end, and so is Andre Besaidenote coming through for the ride. That's awesome to see a brand new car, Chad Tendeschatte, in the Trans Africa Racing Lancia. And that car, really awesome to see for the first time in South Africa that we've seen that. Problems though for the Malloch. The Malloch of Steve Humble has pulled to the sideline. Looks like he might have had a small issue on that car, and also a 911 Carrera RSR. Unfortunately, Richard Pott out as well. He just made a big mistake. Now, as they've all been brought back together with a safety car that was out there for those two stricken cars, everything is bunched up ever so slightly. And look at Besaidenote. Andre Besaidenote in the Walterfrieden Estate RSR Turbo Porsche is starting to come onto the back end. It could be a threat here to Wolford. Wolford goes defensive. There you can see a Vakamides coming through there in the Liquimoli and Ocean Basket Porsche. He's in second place on the road, but he's a bit further back overall in the standings. Probably sitting just outside the top 10 at this stage. In fact, might just be in 9th place. But now, the problem you've got is with the sprint race. Remember, the cars that are lapping at this stage under safety car, those laps did not count. So we've still got about 6 laps to go in this race, Rob. And you can see, whoa, in the background, a bit of smoke coming out of one of the Swedish cars. The 37 machine there of Abrahamson, Kent Olof, unfortunately having some problems in his B19.
Now, the rules for this class, all the cars out there are pre-74, so you cannot be older than 74. Great move there by car number 22. That is Andre Besaidenote. He really is a man on the mission at the moment, going very defensive there. So great drive. Still a little bit of water up at the top of the hill there, so got to be oh so careful. That's car number 969. That's Keegan Campos. We went on board with him earlier. So if you thought that these guys come to the Passion for Speed and just circulate and do a demonstration, the lap times of the top 10 range from the 103s to the 111s. And look at it. That's how hard these guys are trying. This is so much more than just a demonstration of these beautiful cars.
Oh, remember, this is brothers fighting as well, because that's Jason just up the road. So Jay and Keegan having a little bit of fight on their own there. Oh, change up for the lead again. This time into turn 2, and the Chevron B19 of Scuderia Scribanti moves up into the lead. So Scribanti now leads from Besaidenote. Donald Duncan starting to make his way through the field as well, as you can see, starting to come up onto the back end of Wynand van der Merwe. The second of the Porsches on the road right now, van der Merwe in that Martini Racing. This is a new Porsche that's on track as well. Great to see some new cars coming out there. A 934 Porsche owned by Andre van der Merwe.
Oh, getting in all kinds out of shape. Oh no, there goes Larry Wolford. Larry Wolford spinning out there on the final lap. Can you believe it? Coming to the line, out of that podium contention. It will be Franco Scribanti just ahead of Besaidenote. We're going to have to wait and see now who picks up that final podium.
Yeah, it's Dutoy. Jonathan Dutoy just squeezed past as he went sliding out of Mix FM corner. And there you can see Dutoy ahead of Wolford. Keegan Campos in 5th place. Let's catch up with Franco and find out how that first race went.
Towards the end, safety car came out. So now everybody was on me and I had to jump. And there was oil everywhere. And that's how the Porsche got past me. So I had a hell of a humdinger with a Porsche. We're knocking into each other, nearly took each other out, but you know, me and Andre go back in racing, so we know each other and we're all fine with it and everybody's happy.
Let's see what's going to happen now for race number 2. Jason Campos and Keegan Campos put on a really good show. Wolford with a little issue. Hopefully you can get that sorted out. You can see a little bit of changes happening down in Scribanti's pit. Maybe just a couple of modifications and tweaks to that car to get it going. Keep an eye out for Neil Lobb in the second one. A bit of smoke on the tyres there from Besaidenout as he lights that big Porsche up. And a great shot from Keegan Campos' point of view. So we got Porsche from the B19, B8 and Porsche 911 RSR heading down into turn 2. On his tail, it's Van der Merwe. Then you've got another 911 Carrera in there as well. And the 934 on the outside. Van der Merwe going on the outside of Avakamides. Watch out for Steve Humble. He's back in the race in the Mallock, making his way from the back of the field after a DNF in the first one. He'll definitely be a rapid car, making his way to the front end as quickly as he can, getting through on the Lancia as they go to turn 4.
Yeah, Besaidenout's trying to learn from his mistakes in race number 1. He's trying to get out front and just pull away. And it's great to see a little bit further down. I might be mistaken, but Jason Campos in the oldest car in the field at the moment, the 1966 Ford GT40, as his brother Keegan squares it up beautifully, trying to make a move on the inside there on Jonathan Dutoy, just not able to make it stick there. And Greg, you were telling me the Dutoy car does lose out a little bit down the straights, but in the tight and turn stuff, that car really does come alive.
No, buddy, that B8 is incredible. It's like a slot car. I mean, you literally can't go wrong in it if you're powering through a corner. It doesn't quite have the straight line speed of the bigger cars behind it, and that's where they may be able to capitalize. Let's see what's going to happen. Wynand van der Merwe having a look here as they go down into turn 2 on the back end of Jason Campos. And you can see Jason Campos now starting to make his way to the front too. Looking further back to the field. David Hall out there in the Chevron. Nice to see Andre van der Merwe. And there, Terry Wolford having a bit of a fight of his own with a Lola T212 all the way from Sweden. And that is Anderson Berndt, who's running there with his teammate, Robert Brooks.
That's what you've got to love about these cars as well, as that the guys have kept the iconic branding of the cars, the Martinis, the Golfs. It really does stand out on track as this really is starting to heat up now. Dutoy starting to get comfortable, got some nice heat in those tires, and he's starting to really mount a charge there now. But Andre Besaidenout, he is certainly the man that wants to pull the rabbit out of the bag here. Keegan Campos on board once again. Just listen how beautiful sounding this car is.
Heading down the hill now, late braking from Campos, trying to stay with his brother and trying to get through. Humble has got through. The Harp Motorsport machine is starting to hunt for the front end of this field, and whether or not he's going to be able to have enough laps in hand to do that, we'll wait and see. 917 Porsche is Terry Wolford. Ahead of him is the 934 of Andre van der Merwe. Lovely option. Oh, and Duncan spun out. So he spun out all on his own there. That's a big pity for him. And that McLaren, unfortunately, had to get going again from the back of the field. A lot of work to do. Chad Tendashate coming around the outside in the Trans-Africa Racing and Martini Racing Lancia as it goes through their good, awesome shot of that car in full flight. First time we've seen it in action. And it's great to see another car in the stable down at Trans-Africa Racing.
Done a lot of driving today so far has Donald Duncan, so maybe a little bit of fatigue there. As look out front now, going very defensive is Andre Besaidenout, but he's got Steve Humble just taking those wide sweeping lines, maybe going to line up something going into the final turn here. You can see a little bit more agile is that car. Besaidenout's going to try and make that Porsche as wide as possible. Humble goes on the inside. Oh, they come so close there. Oh, Besaidenout left him a little bit of room, and that's going to let Humble through. No, he doesn't. That extra little power of that Porsche is just going to hold on for now, but Humble certainly does look like he's lining something up.
Now the Mallock versus the Porsche. Looks like we might have lost Scribanti somewhere along the line there. The B19 down in pit lane with some issues. In fact, what happened, Rob, he came into the pit lane and he'd left the speed limiter on. So when he came in, they just flicked the speed limiter off again and he got going. There you can see, back on track, and unfortunately some issues there with that speed limiter, and Franco Scribanti making a small rookie mistake there, but fortunately able to get it sorted and back on circuit as quickly as possible.
Keegan Campos there, still running in about 4th place at the moment, lighting it up out there, but Steve Humble has got now to the front of the field. It was great to see that battle. He went round the outside in turn number 2. Really was an incredible move, but he'll come now to the line and pick up the race 2 win just ahead of Andre Besaidenout. Jason Campos rounds out your top 3 with Keegan Campos in 4th. Robert Brooks, an impressive 5th place.
Andre Besaidenout taking the overall victory. Let's catch up with the Porsche driver and find out how his day went.
Turn 1, I got ahead of Franco, and what happened then is there was an issue that I think there was a tangle up between them, and I got away with 5 or 6 or 7 seconds. So it was one hell of a run. I saw them creeping slowly up, and then Steve Humble eventually, he didn't finish the first race, so he creeped up on me. He won that race, but I took it overall, so no, it's a fantastic one.